Hello dear students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that's Akifa's Commerce Classes. So in my previous video we started with rectification of errors and we discussed about errors of omission. So in today's session we'll discuss about errors of principles. Like my last video, before starting with the problem I will explain in brief about the meaning of errors of principles. So as per the double entry system, we know that every debit has its corresponding credit. So the accounts will be arithmetically correct only if there is the same amount on both the debit and the credit side. So the error of principle means that the recording the transactions violating the accounting policies and procedures. For example, if purchase of an asset is treated as an expense, then this is an example of errors of principle. Or an error of principle is most likely to be committed when an accountant does not have good understanding about the accounting concepts and conventions. So in the case of errors of principle, there is no effect on the trial balance. This is because the amount is correctly posted on both the debit and the credit side, but in the incorrect accounts. So errors of principle means what? It means you record the transactions, okay? You record the transactions on the debit side and the credit side, but what happens is you record the incorrect amount, or maybe you record it to some other account. So this is a reason why errors of principle occurs. So errors of principle in simple words occur when there is a mistake by the accountant while posting it. The accountant wrongly posted in different accounts or incorrect accounts. So this is errors of principle. So let's begin. Rectify the following errors. The first is salary paid rupees 5,000 was debited to the employee's personal account. So here what has happened is salary is an expense and it should be debited because debit expenses and losses. But here what has happened is the employee's personal account has been debited. So salary paid was debited to the employee's personal account. Therefore the rectification entry would be to debit the salary account and credit the employee's account. So salary account debit to employee's account 5,000 and 5,000, and the narration will be salary paid was earlier debited to employee's personal account and now rectified as debiting the salary account to employee's account. Next we have rent paid rupees 4,000 was posted to the landlord's personal account. So here rent paid was posted to the landlord's personal account. The rectification would be to debit the rent account with the rent paid and credit the landlord's account. Because rent is an expense and according to the golden rules of accounting, debit expenses and losses. So rent account debit to landlord account 4,000 and 4,000. Next is goods withdrawn by proprietor for personal use rupees 1,000 were debited to sundry expense account. So goods withdrawn by proprietor for personal use, we know it is known as drawings. So whenever goods are withdrawn by the proprietor for personal use were debited to sundry account. So for this the rectification would be to debit the drawing account and credit the sundry expenses account. Therefore drawing account debit to sundry expenses 1,000 and 1,000. Fourth we have cash received from Kohli rupees 2,000 was posted to Kapoor's account. Now for this the rectification entry will be to debit the Kapoor account and then correctly credit the Kohli account. So therefore debit the receiver and credit the giver. So Kapoor account will be debited and Kohli's account will be credited. Next we have cash paid to Babu 1,500 was posted to Sabu's account. So cash paid to Babu was posted to Sabu's account. Therefore the rectification for this would be to debit Babu's account and correct Sabu's account by crediting the debited entry. So cash paid to Babu. So Babu is the receiver. Therefore, Babu's account debit to Sabu account 1,500 on both the sides. So in today's session, we discussed about errors of principle, wherein I started the session with explaining the concept of errors of principle and then I solved one problem with all of you. I hope you all have understood. If there are any queries or questions or even suggestions, then please feel free to put it down in the comment section. Also, if you liked my video, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.